So today I'm going to be going over my collection of Chanel sunglasses. Chanel is one of those brands that really pushes the envelope. They're not afraid to think outside the box, especially when it comes to eyewear. I find that they have a nice balance between classic and maybe even conservative, and then bold statement pieces. Alright, so I'm going to take you through all the different cases I've gotten. So the first two cases I'm going to show you are a clamshell case. These are the old style case. They have since replaced them. This is probably the most unique case I've ever gotten. They were for a pair of specialty shields. And lastly, this is the new case that replaced the clamshell cases. As you can see, it's a much sleeker design. So we're going to start off with my very first pair of Chanel sunglasses. The frame style is a classic pilot. The temples are really what set these guys apart. You have the double C up front, the quilted leather kind of in the middle. Looking at this pair now, they're much more conservative than what I go for. I think it's very interesting how your style evolves as you grow older. The next pair I'm just going to call out as being Chanel's version of a Wayfarer. Has that same classic silhouette, has a bit of a sporty vibe because of that silver flash lens, but all in all, a very classic style. The next pair are a pair of rounds. I had wanted a pair of rounds for the longest time, but what I find is that rounds are tricky. If the nose bridge is too narrow, it makes the glasses look like they're too small for you. And this was around the time that rounds really made a comeback. They were huge. Literally everybody and their mom seemed to have a pair of rounds. And I remember trying so many different pairs of rounds on, and nothing seemed to fit. Always the nose bridge being too narrow. And then I just happened to be in Denver. I just happened to be shopping for a little bit. I tried these on a whim and ended up really liking them. So they ended up being my very first pair of rounds. So these were a complete blind purchase. And what that means is that I bought them online, so I didn't try them on in advance. I had no idea if these would fit me, if they would look good on me. I just really liked them. It was one of those rare occasions where it actually worked out, and these have sort of become my go-to pair for vacations. I don't know if you're like me, but at home I tend to be very conservative. Anytime that I'm on holiday, I tend to pull out all of my statement pieces, things that are bolder. I just tend to have a lot more fun with my wardrobe. This next pair really reminded me of the Oakley frog skins. It's just the shape of it. They're a little bit rounder, but a very similar vibe. So this is what I mean when I say Chanel isn't afraid to take risks. I've never seen any other brand do the logo on the brow on top. It's just very next level. Next up, we have a pair of pilot style sunglasses, which I'm just completely convinced that these were inspired by Elvis. They literally look like an updated version of the sunglasses he used to wear all the time. Not to mention, there's a lot of bling going on. But I feel like Elvis approved bling. Do you know what I'm saying? Every time I wear these, I feel like I'm channeling my inner Elvis. So we have another pair of shields. These guys are just very visually interesting to look at. From the front, they're pretty standard, but when we flip them over to the side, you have Chanel written in an iridescent print, which is very eye-catching, and the balance of the temple is done in a quilted, transparent acetate. Next up, we have a square pilot silhouette. These are definitely more on the conservative side. This was the first time the house came out with this double C chain link for its bags and other things within the collection. I thought it was really clever how they incorporated it into the sunglasses. Even though I would consider these more on the conservative side, they still have a lot of cool details. So fun fact about this next pair is that they feature a 24 karat gold flash lens. The branding is not subtle at all, it's definitely bold and in your face. This next pair is probably one of my most worn pair of Chanel sunglasses. It was also one of the hardest pairs of sunglasses to track down. The thing about Chanel is that you never know what the store is going to carry. And of course, some styles are just going to be more coveted than others. These are a very gender-neutral classic pair of sunglasses, so I can see how they were just so popular. I just happened to be in Miami, in South Beach, at a sunglass hut. I think it's their flagship store. It's one of the biggest ones. I think it's the biggest one in the US, is what they told me. They had a very extensive selection of Chanel sunglasses, and they just happened to have this style. And it was the last one. It was just meant to be. So in my entire collection of sunglasses, I only own 2 rounds, and both pair are from Chanel. I just feel like their rounds really suit me. And if I'm not mistaken, these guys are from the current collection, so they should still be available for sale if you like them. I just wanted a pair of rounds that were more like the Ray-Ban rounds. The other pair had a flash lens and a brow bar, so a little bit different. I just wanted something that was a little bit more casual every day with this pair. So even though these are the last pair that I'm showing you today, these are also my most recent Chanel eyewear purchase. So they're literally the same style frame as these guys, just in a different frame color, and they also feature the blue light filter lens. And that's just how they come, so I didn't have to go to a special eye doctor or anything. These are non-script. It's interesting to see that more luxury brands are including blue light filters in their current collections. This style came in 2 colors of tortoiseshell. One was more purpley, this one was more gray. I definitely get a lot of compliments when I wear these. So that concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to catch you in my next video.